Today's date is September 7th, 2024, and the Minute Pod is back.
So
Week
back.
1 preview coming up. We are just under 24 hours, or about to be 24 hours from the New England Patriots 2024 kickoff. A lot has changed this year. This has probably been the biggest offseason in New England Patriots history prior to the one of Bill Belichick getting hired.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a change. Still, every time Mayo goes up to the podium, it's just drastically different, good or bad, whatever your opinion may be. But yeah, we got a couple new quarterbacks back there. It's good to see. It's good to see a leader back there after the last couple years. But yeah, fired up for the year. It's definitely going to be a tougher year, I'd say, but we got some young bucks in there at a lot of different positions, and excited to see how they develop throughout the year.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go over some quick talking points of what kind of transpired from the end of last year all the way up to the start of this year. Start things off. They decided to part ways with longtime head coach, Hall of
The
Famer
goat,
Bill
the goat.
Belichick, the GOAT, and they decided to quickly promote what was then pseudo defensive coordinator, linebackers coach Gerard Mayo to the head coach of the New England Patriots. Pretty much a whole gut of the entire coaching staff. Some old names stuck around. DeMarcus Covington promoted defensive coordinator. We hired Alex Van Pelt from the outside for offensive coordinator, which was probably one of the least sought after offensive coordinator spots in the entire NFL.
Yeah,
So the whole new coaching staff, front office wise, we had some new faces kind of step up. Elliot Wolf, our pseudo GM. Notice how we have to keep saying that word pseudo because yet again, no one really named the general manager yet, but Elliot Wolf has taken over that role, was kind of the spearheading the whole draft process and everything for us alongside the coaching staff.
yeah, and just a quick recap, I guess, on the offseason, the way we'll get into the guys they brought in, the guys that left. But I thought Elliot Wolf he's doing it the correct way. We'll see how the draft turns out, but he's building the draft. He's said it numerous times. He wasn't afraid to throw some money out there. It's just, again, it's not a destination where anybody really wants to go right now. We'll see if that changes based on Drake May's development. But again, I think we're doing it the right way, right? We're building through the draft, hopefully starting to build through the trenches and get some weapons. But overall, I thought it was a good start to a rebuild.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Elliot Wolf kind of hit every position that needed to be hit that was within his control, retained a lot of talent that Bill Belichick brought in. Didn't really bring in a whole lot of different makers in free agency. I know that's something a lot of people would have loved to see. Was there the market for it this year to come to New England?
Mhm.
Like you said, we're not that much of a destination yet. Maybe if Drake May comes out this year, we have the money to spend. We're going to have to overpay for players. That's just a simple fact of it moving forward. But you're right. He's done the right things kind of up until this point.
Yeah. The only position I would say they didn't address is it's after watching a couple of preseason games. I wouldn't want to be the quarterback standing behind that line, but they didn't address the line. They should have got a tackle some sort of way, whether you take a tackle in the second round instead of Polk. I think Polk's going to be really good, but the that is just a position that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, definitely. To segue kind of into the preseason, coming out of the offseason, it was a good camp. There wasn't a whole lot to be kind of excited about besides Drake May and kind of the potential that we did see from him play with having no weapons, a really beat down offensive line. The receiving core, I think they're going to be serviceable. I think there's a lot more hope this year than there was last year because of the rookie Polk. I mean, Baker's kind of been a disappointment, a lot of off the field distractions already. Kind of acting juvenile. We see a bunch of big drops on big plays from him. He has the potential, obviously, but is he going to translate? That's yet to be seen. But I'm definitely a lot more confident. KJ Osborne, a pro, he'll be serviceable. Born when he get back, he'll be serviceable. None of these guys are going to be difference makers, but they're better than Juju Smith-Schuster, who got cut this year. So
Yeah. Yeah. Um Yeah, see, that's the offensive side of the ball. They got a lot younger. I thought they improved in a couple different positions. The defense is just very concerning. We can get tackle that in a minute, but you get rid of Judon, right? Barmore's probably out the rest of the year.
Yeah,
Wishing him a very quick
wishing him a
recovery.
speedy recovery. A
Yeah, and
shame.
hopefully, and get back on the field because we need you. But other than that, like I don't see any difference makers up front besides Barmore's the guy. They're gonna run their entire defense through him.
Have to.
Keon White needs to have a huge year. Josh Uche needs to learn how to stop the run.
Yeah.
But then the corner, the I guess the secondary it's very deep. It's just if you don't have a pass rush, those guys are going to get torched all day long, which is a real shame.
Yeah, definitely going to the Matt Judon trade. Elliott Wolf couldn't come to a common ground, and I agree. Guy's 32 years old, coming off a season-ending injury. Years before that, he was stellar, one of the best in the league. But what room does he have on this roster to kind of eat up future cap space? When he could be declining and play himself. I think that's best for both cases. He'll have a chance to go earn a second, probably a last contract somewhere else on a Falcons team that could end up winning their division, kind of how depleted that the NFC South is. So happy
And
for
I'm rooting for
Judon.
the guy. I'm rooting for
Happy
the
we
guy
got a
because
third round pick for him.
yeah, happy we got a third round pick. But really, if you the last 3 years since Brady left, he's been the best player. You turn on the TV
Oh, yeah.
because Matt Judon's on defense. There's nobody
Definitely.
else that you're really going to be rooting for, and that still continues today. But I don't know. We got a long ways to go. Early in the year, yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But definitely a rebuilding year.
Okay, kind of wrapping up with the preseason everything, gearing all the way up to our week 1 matchup versus the Bengals. We're going to go up to the Patriots matchup, and then we'll kind of break down the rest of week 1 in the entire NFL. But going into this week 1, our opponent, the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, is kind of coming into a prove-it year of a contract. Last year was injured, slow year for the team in general, coming off that Super Bowl appearance. So Burrow kind of is coming into a prove-it year where he's got to stay healthy this year and he's got to compete at that level that he competed at when he brought them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think that wrist injury is going to be interesting. I don't really know much about it, but his throwing hand is probably not great. We'll see if.
Well,
if
he said it's been the strongest it's been since he was 12 years old.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We got to see that to believe that. Once he takes a couple hits, we'll see if that's still true. Outside of Burrow, they got rid of Mixon. I felt like he was almost their identity. They just would feed him the ball. We'll see if Zach Moss and Chase Brown can step up this year. Chase, he's holding out for a
Chase
huge
is
contract extension.
calling his shot, saying that will be he's going to be a game time decision on Sunday, solely based off a contractual dispute, not based off him being healthy or not. Kind of a one of a kind player there, and a one of a kind situation where I wonder if they're just going to get the deal done. If Chase doesn't play on Sunday, their deep threat is taken out, and we don't have to worry about T. Higgins taking the top off the defense.
No, T's out too. T. Higgins is out this week as well.
Well, has it been confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed he's out this week, which is great.
Wow.
Not great, but for us it is great. Yeah. So no T, potentially Chase in a limited role. I don't know. Brissett, he might that might be week 1 to lead us to the promised land, but we'll see when we get there.
Yeah, Brissett, I think the keys to the game for the New England Patriots is Brissett to be an ultimate game manager. Run AVP's offense to a T. Try not to turn the ball over by making risky throws. Lean on Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson in the backfield, hoping that our O-line can hold up in the run game at least. I know the pass game is going to be difficult. Trey Hendrickson's going to be coming off the edge for the Bengals. It's going to be tough to kind of throw the ball around. But I think if we can establish some sort of run game, some sort of short pass game, I think we'll be okay offensively. Our defense is going to get a turnover. I already feel it in the air. I feel Peppers just like waiting to put a face mask in someone's chest.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to watch Peppers and Duggars back there. Yeah. If I was a fantasy owner this year, I would just try and get Ramondre in the middle rounds. I think he's going to touch the ball probably 25 to 30 times a game. Like, they're going to run him into the ground. This poor guy is on this just horrendous roster, just wasting his years away as a Patriot.
He got paid.
He did get paid, but I don't know.
No
He's
one
a
else is going
leader.
to pay him. So yeah,
No, yeah, nobody
Ramondre is
else is
going to
going to
be a
pay him.
good back for us. He's definitely a good after contact running back.
Yeah.
It's hard to bring him down in the first contact. So
And then the
it's going to be
first
big for
couple of
him.
years, you see him run behind that line. He was great running through holes. This year, he's got his work cut out for him.
Definitely.
Clearly, we'll see if he's worth that extension. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to watching him this year.
Need him to stay healthy because not a whole lot of depth coming behind him. Antonio Gibson is going to be great receiving back,
Mm-hmm.
good serviceable third down back, but he's not a 1 through 4 down back.
No, he's
Another key
not.
to this game is going to be, like you touched on earlier, something in camp was this defensive line. Are we going to be able to establish a pass rush with Uche, Keon White, Jennings, the other guys that are going to be on the line? Is that going to happen? Is someone going to break out of their shell, start making plays? Or are we just going to kind of see a mediocre pass rush that's going to let Burrow dice up the secondary?
Yeah, and again, I think it really comes down to Keon White. I think our run defense will be fine. We've got Tavai, Bentley, Godshaw, Danny Ukulele, or whatever his name is. I think they'll be fine. But again, it's really going to come down to that pass rush. I do think we're going to be very aggressive on defense, blitzing a lot on early downs, trying to get them into second, third, and long. That way our DBs can eat. But again, it's going to come down to White, Uche, and those guys up front.
Yeah, good call. All right, final predictions for the New England Patriots. We'll look at the game odds here per ESPN bets. We have Cincinnati Bengals favored at -7.5, over under set at 40.5, and the Bengals are -400. New England Patriots +320. Game prediction's probably going to be close. I could definitely see the Bengals covering. I could also see the Patriots covering. And
Good
if we
insight
do
there.
win, it's because they don't have Chase on that field.
Yeah.
I think with Chase on the
I'm gonna
field, we're as good as done. But other than that,
I'm
I
gonna
think we definitely have a good
say
chance.
I'm gonna say final score 23 to 19 Cincinnati Bengals. Patriots cover. 23-19 book it Bengals.
I agree. I think Patriots do cover in this case. Cover's great. We love a good cover. I think Cincinnati's going to squeeze something out, though, at the end. Joe Burrow's
I
just too
agree.
good of a quarterback. It's too big of a year for him to start off on the wrong foot like he's done
Yep.
every single year in his NFL past. And then we have Jacoby Brissett, who hopefully the fans will start calling for his head, Week 1, maybe throws a couple picks.
Get May
Call for his
back
head.
there.
Yeah, and we get the prodigal son to return.
Yep. We shall see.
All right, let's go into preview kind of the rest of the NFL Week 1. We've already had 2 great games so far on the slate. Thursday Night Football, the NFL kickoff, Ravens, Chiefs. That was such a classic Lamar Mahomes matchup. Lamar can't win the big one. Once again, Patty Mahomes takes him down in the Chiefs stadium. Taylor Swift watching. It was a great game, a great kickoff to NFL Sunday or NFL football.
I think the Chiefs are just unbelievable. You can see that the focal point of their offense. Kelsey's getting a little older. It's Rashee Rice. He's unbelievable in the slot, running those slants. You get Worthy. A couple weeks, you get Hollywood Brown back. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be terrified. And then you got Trent McDuffie on defense, top underrated corner in the league, and they're going to three-peat. I think. I don't see why they
Besides a
wouldn't.
declining Kelsey, this is Patrick Mahomes' best offense he's had in the NFL, which everyone should be scared shitless of. This offense is, I don't want to say it's like Brady 07 because they don't have that Moss, but it's Brady 07 without Moss. Like the weapons, their defense is going to be great. The only player they really lost on defense was Snead, who was homegrown. Trent McDuffie's their real number one anyway. They have great other people to surround them.
Just want to make a call out here. We could have had Trent McDuffie, but we drafted Cole Strange instead, and look how that's turned out. That we don't look in the past though. We're just looking towards the future here.
Very true.
But yeah, Chiefs Ravens, great game. What was yesterday? Friday night. We had the Eagles Packers
in Brazil.
Saquon is back. Saquon is so back.
So
Three
back. Kellen
touchdowns.
Moore dialing it up Saquon in that offense. Jalen Hurts, though. How do we feel about Jalen Hurts? A good win, good team win. But Jalen Hurts, I don't know. He kind of looked not great.
Those two interceptions were really bad. I didn't think he played
Really bad.
horribly outside of that. I'm excited to see him with no Jason Kelsey, no tush push. Really, they
Yeah,
missed. They
definitely.
didn't get it that one time. Um, I think it's gonna be an interesting year. They're just loaded though between
Their offense,
Saquon,
the weapons of
insane.
Saquon Smith, Brown are going to make up for a lot of Jalen Hurts. Going to make up
Yeah,
for a lot. Those guys, anytime they had the ball in their hands, all three of them was just electric.
yeah. AJ Brown's just a specimen on the outside. I would kill to have one of those
Oh my
number one
god, it would have been
receivers. It's
awesome if we
crazy.
were the ones that trade a first round pick for him.
I know. Can you imagine that? Instead, we
Would have
took
done
Cole
that in
Strange,
a
but that's besides the
heartbeat.
fact.
Yeah, besides the fact. But another great game on Friday. Two back to back awesome games in the prime time. Eagles end up squeezing it out 31-29 against the Packers. Jordan Love, I think the Packers look good. I think they'll be fine. Um,
We'll see. We'll
they'll
see how
figure it out.
severe that injury is with Jordan Love.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
see. If he keeps playing, I think they'll be fine. Defense definitely could have made a couple better
yeah.
plays on the stretch, even though they played great as well. They turned the ball over when needed.
Yep.
All right,
Absolutely.
moving on to the Sunday slate. Besides the Patriots, who are also 1 p.m., we have division rivals, the Bills against the Arizona Cardinals. Bills are favored at 6.5.
Yep. Um, I really like the Cardinals. It's going
You
to be
do.
interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see the Bills without Diggs and a legit number one receiver. I think Allen's going to have a crazy year. I really like the Cardinals this year though. Marv, McBride, Michael Wilson, Connor, Trey Benson. I think the Cardinals are going to be sneaky good this year.
I like the Cardinals too. I don't like them week one heading to Buffalo for this game.
Yep.
I think the Bills will roll. I think they'll cover, but I do think we'll see, a good offensive game from the Cardinals in this offense. Other
Yep.
1 p.m. games, we got Vikings, Giants, Danny Dimes hoping to keep his job alive, going against Sam Darnold, who might have a quarterback resurgence here under Kevin O'Connell. I don't know. This is probably the worst quarterback matchup that people will get week one.
Yeah. Outside of Brissett starting, but um, I think the Vikings are just a more talented team, but I wouldn't. I think the Vikings are more talented. I really like the Giants' defensive front this year between
Yeah.
Thibodeau, Lawrence, and Brian Burns, the new addition. So I don't know. I think I like the Giants in an upset.
Yeah, I could see the Giants totally doing an upset here. I think this is the game for them to steal, catch the Vikings on their toes week one, muscle Sam Darnold up a bit. Vikings have a good roster, though. Kevin O'Connell, both two good coaches. Could either be, a really low scoring game, or we could see Danny Dimes turn it on. God knows,
Yep. Yeah. We'll
Tennessee
see.
Titans, Chicago Bears. We get to see Caleb Williams, one of the most anticipated starts from a rookie quarterback this year. This guy was the
Ever.
number one overall pick for the past 3 years in college. So I'm really excited. Bears are favored -3.5
I would take the
against the
Titans.
Titans. This is a great Tennessee roster.
I
Maybe
think.
not defensively. They have some studs defensively, but their offense is pretty sound. That they pick CJ Latham with that first round pick to kind of shore up the edge there. Phenomenal weapon. I mean, they've surrounded Will Levis with just great weapons.
And it's really going to be I think it's going to be a 1 maybe 2 year audition for Levis. They put everything around him. They got Pollard, Spear. That's a great 1-2 combo. They, like you said, they wrapped up that O line across all five positions between Latham and Skronsky at the left side. I really like that. And then from
Mm-hmm.
the weapons perspective, D Hop, Ridley, Burks as your four, Boyd.
Boyd,
I think
great,
I
great, just great veteran weapons. All these guys are phenomenal possession receivers.
yep.
Ridley could take the top off the defense if need be, and then they're running backs. Right, Pollard has something to prove, and Spears is kind of young and got a lot of juice left in him. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
if this team doesn't succeed, the first thing you got to look at is the quarterback play because I think the roster's been built pretty good.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Give me the
All that being
Titans.
said, though, I like the Bears. I like the Bears. I like the favorite in this game. I think Caleb Williams comes out. I think he has a couple interceptions, throws a couple too, tries to do a little too many. I just love this Bears defense. I think this
Yeah.
Bears defense is going to be so good.
I think they'll be all right. We'll see. We'll
Carolina
see.
Panthers, New Orleans Saints. Talk about a snoozer of a
Give me the
1 p.m.
Panthers
game.
+4. Give me the Panthers +4.
Yeah,
I think
Saints are
Bryce is
favored
going to
at
have a
minus
good year.
4. But another game where the over-under set really low, 41.5. I'm kind of rooting. I hate to say this, but I'm really rooting for the Saints to lose like a lot.
Yeah. I really cannot
I,
stand the Saints at all.
I
I don't
think
know what it is. I don't know
it's
if it's
Dennis.
Derek
They
Carr.
need a whole switch up there. They need a culture switch up. They
Oh,
kept Dennis out
Dennis
of the
Dennis
building. They
Allen.
brought Derek Carr in. I don't get it. What are they doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, what are they doing?
Derek Carr was horrendous last year. I took
Really
Chris
bad.
Olave in a couple leagues this year. I'm
Same.
almost regretting it.
I'm regretting it
I
too.
ugh.
But Olave,
Dennis Allen needs to go.
yeah, Olave's so good though. Where I think they would any quarterback in there is going to be looking for Olave. Same thing
Yeah.
goes like Kamara. Like you can't not when a team's that bad, you have to use just the two best players on offense. But
Yeah.
Saints just really their roster is just they've been in this like cap hysteria for like the past 10 years it feels like, and I think it's all starting to just foil up and pound down on them with just kind of a not deep roster.
Yep. Yep. I'd agree.
Okay, and then last three 1 p.m. games we have Pittsburgh Steelers, Atlanta Falcons. Russell Wilson may not play.
Yeah, I mean
We might see
Russ should
Justin Fields.
retire. Russ, I can
Yeah,
smell
with
Russ
the
all the way from
calf
Boston,
injury.
Massachusetts.
I think the Falcons roll in this game. I don't know how much they light up the scoreboard, but I think the Falcons take this one pretty handily. I don't see the Steelers scoring a single point, to be honest with you.
No, no. If Fields is back there, God, the Falcons are gonna have a field day.
Yeah. Jaguars, Dolphins, another division rival for the Patriots at a 1 p.m. game. Jaguars
Give me the
plus
Jags.
three and a
I like the
half.
Jags.
You do, and then Dolphins minus 3.5. I really think we're going to see uh, the best year from the Dolphins that we'll see under the Mike McDaniel's regime this year.
Yep.
They're actually my favorite to win our division. I have the Dolphins winning the division over Jets and the Bills. I just think they got a lot of money built up in this roster this year. Uh, they kept the people that they needed to keep. They let people go. But I think this offense is really going to start turning the corner. I mean, we saw what they did last year consistently with the Tua all the way healthy. I think this year they got to keep it together for a lot of this game. So we'll see how it ends up. And then the last 1 p.m. game, Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, CJ Stroud, AR5. It's going to be a fun game, I think.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. Is going to be one of the better rivalries the next couple of
Yeah.
years. You got AR Stroud, and I think both teams are really good. Like the
Oh,
Colts
yeah.
have done a great job supporting
Good GM
AR.
there.
Their defense is good. Yeah, Ballard's pretty good. And the Texans they're unbelievable. Between Diggs, Collins, Schultz, Tank Dell, Joe Mixon, that they just
Oh,
got
yeah.
Danielle Hunter on defense. I think they're going to be really good.
Yeah, so we'll see AR5 versus CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud narrative for him this year is how is he going to avoid the sophomore slump? AR's narrative this year is keep him healthy and let's see what he can do at the NFL level because they saw flashes in the pan last year when he was playing.
Yep.
This year, let's hope and get him for a full 17 and
Yep.
see what this kid's really made of.
Absolutely.
Going on to the 4 p.m. games, Vegas Raiders versus Los Angeles Chargers, two brand new head coaches. One's been in the league before, one of them played in the league before. We have the Chargers favored at minus 3.5.
Yeah, I really don't know. I'm excited to see Herbert with no weapons. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. It's just a Harbaugh. That's what Harbaugh does, and he does always get the best out of his team. So I'm excited to see how the Chargers are this year.
Yeah, I agree. The Chargers roster is really depleted. They have their stars still, but other than that, not a lot of depth. Receiver position is going to be really interesting to see how Herbert overcomes that. But Harbaugh brings out the best in teams, so let's see what he can do in year one versus Antonio Pierce, who also kind of seems to be a leader of men of sort NFL head
Yeah.
coach. The players love him. So let's see how hard those players go out and play for those two guys. That'll be a good interdivision game. Broncos Seahawks could possibly be a snoozer. I'm excited to see Seahawks offense. Metcalf, Lockett,
Yep.
Jackson
J-
Smith, and
J-
Jigba, Kenneth Walker. See if Geno Smith can kind of light a little flame at the end of his career. The defenses be good. McDonald's a great defensive coach, so we'll see how
yeah.
that plays out.
I really like the Seahawks this year. They are they're my sleeper in the NFC this year. I think they're McDonald's a great, like you mentioned, great defensive line. They've got the Washington OC now as their offensive coordinator. They're gonna air it out. DK, let's go DK, my guy. And then I really like their defense between Woolen, Witherspoon. I think they're loaded. So we'll see. It'll be a fun year.
Yeah, and then Denver Broncos side of the ball, they're starting Bo Nix. So Sean Payton says he got his guy in the draft with Bo Nix. I'm really excited to see Bo Nix play. I actually hope he does well
Same.
because I like when rookies start out of the gate and then they perform. So Bo Nix could end up either being the winner of the draft class, or he could end up being like the Josh Rosen of the draft class with all those quarterbacks taken in the first round.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he'll be all right. I think Peyton. If Peyton likes you, I think you've got some talent. I think through the preseason he threw slung the ball really well. So I'm excited to see what he does this year.
And then we have Cowboys Browns TB12's first game commentating in
Yep.
Cleveland. This could be a slugfest with defense. I mean, we'll get to see Deshaun Watson, kind of how he's going to end up
Yeah.
playing. The biggest knock of a QB like the last 2 years has been Deshaun Watson. Dak Prescott kind of playing for a chance of maybe getting a contract.
He'll get
But I
one
think it's going to be a good
regardless.
game. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah. Give me the Cowboys. Plus 2.5 at the Browns. I just think you get CD back. That defense is ferocious. The Browns got a great defense too. Give me the Cowboys.
I agree. I like the Cowboys there as well. I think the Browns might have had a flash in the pan last year with kind
Yep.
of how good that team really was. Flacco kind of playing out of his mind. Last 4 o'clock game, we got Commanders versus the Bucks. We'll get to see Jalen Daniels. We'll get to see Baker Mayfield year 2 in Tampa. No David Canales for Baker. Canales kind of is the QB whisperer over there. So let's see if Baker can kind of keep that train rolling. He played good, not great last year.
It was pretty
Kind of,
good. Yeah.
yeah, good, not great. So we'll see what Todd Bowles can kind of do. For me, I
Nothing.
think they missed the playoffs. I think, you know, it's just a mediocre year, and I think it's the end of the Todd Bowles regime after this year. I do think
Yep.
Baker plays good enough to keep his job, though.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Jalen Daniels, I'm excited to see him, though. Dan Quinn, Cliff
I
Kingsbury,
think
offensive
Daniels is going to be
coordinator.
awesome.
They have good offensive weapons. I think you could see Daniels have a big jump out in front of the other rookie quarterbacks early, just because he's an electric player. Like electric players,
Yeah.
he's going to make electric plays, so he'll be
He's
fun to
gonna
watch.
He's gonna feed Terry. Other than Terry, they don't really have a 2 or 3. They traded Dotson, but I think Terry's gonna have a monster year.
Yeah. All right, Sunday Night Football. This is going to be a great game. This is the divisional round rematch. Los Angeles Rams, Detroit Lions. Lions are favored -4.5. I feel like that's a lot of points.
I'm taking Rams money line.
Yeah,
I'm so high in the Rams this year. Stafford said he feels great.
Puka
After the
Cup. People
offseason.
keep forgetting how good Cooper Cup was.
Like you have
Didn't he
Kyron
have like
Williams, who's
150 receptions
he was
like
insane.
two years
He
ago?
is getting a little older.
But
He didn't
still,
play.
he's
He was
he's
just
a
injured
he's
a
a
lot last
possession
year.
route. He's a possession route runner though. Like he's
Yeah,
gonna get
I'm
open
not
and
disagreeing with
he's
you.
gonna make his
Yeah,
catches. It's gonna be phenomenal.
I do think the Lions. I think this is the year. They either win it or they don't. They won't have another.
Definitely.
They'll be in the mix the next couple of years. The way they built the roster, I think they fall short again this year. I just don't think Goff can do it. He played well. He played
Yeah.
great last year though.
Played great last year again. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to keep this team together. And keep drafting great players the way they've done. They built a phenomenal roster, but I agree. It's gonna be tough to see them kind of come out of that NFC with these other teams. Moving on to Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers, what is he, 41 years old, coming off the torn Achilles. Monday Night Football again against San Francisco 49ers, who are favored at -4.5. This is going to be, I think, a really good game. This is a career-saving season for Robert Saleh.
Yeah, I think I don't know what to think about the Jets. I think they're going to be a lot better than last year. It's hard not to be. I think they're going to be better than they were last year. I'm curious to see how he plays at 41 coming off an Achilles. I think Brees and Garrett Wilson are going to have great years. They got Mike Williams coming back in a couple weeks. Defense is unbelievable. I am excited to see how Rodgers plays.
Yeah, and then 49ers side of the ball, Brock Purdy. Here we go, bud. Let's see if you can do it again,
Yeah.
Ayuk's back.
This
Weapons
almost
are all
feels like
back.
yeah, I don't know. They're not very deep this year. They've got talent at a lot of high end positions, but if one guy goes down, they're in some serious trouble.
I agree. I think we could see some injuries late in the stretch. Big regression. Kind of see them go on a game losing skid. I think the 49ers not miss playoffs, but I think they're a wild card team this year.
Yeah, I like the
I think
Rams in that division.
I think we see a regression from the 49ers this year. A lot of people are really high on them, but it's going to be tough to keep doing what they've been doing when other teams have definitely been getting better.
Yep.
All right, let's go over the top 3 locks.
Arch, shout out Arch.
Of week 1.
I'll start. Falcons -3.5 versus the Steelers. Again, that I'm gonna take that before the points increase. Give me the Falcons. No Russ. Field starting 3.5 is a lock. Second game, Cowboys at the Browns +2.5. Again, I love the Cowboys this week. A lot of noise with Jerry in the offseason. I think they come out firing. My third lock. Max and I are going to keep in track all year. I got the Rams +4.5 at the Lions. Again, Stafford, Kupp, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum there. Hookah. They got younger on the defensive front. We'll see with no Donald, but 4.5 is way too many points for a Sean McVay-led team. Let's go.
Love that. All right, my locks for week 1. I have Miami -3.5 versus the Jaguars. I think this game's a bloodbath. I think Miami, they put up 40-plus points. I think Trevor Lawrence struggles mightily in week 1 with his new options. I just don't see a world where in the Sunshine State showdown, I don't see a world where the Dolphins don't win this game by 2 scores.
Okay.
Falcons Steelers, I think this is going to be an offensive snooze fest. I think Falcons get a lead. They lean on Bijan. They lean on Algier. They run the ball hard. They win by a couple scores. Steelers, not expecting a whole lot on offense from them. I'm taking the under 41.5 points. And then last, Monday Night Football. We're sweating it out till Monday night. Aaron Rodgers coming back off the torn Achilles. Get ready because he's running out of the tunnel holding that American flag. He's going to be running all the way to fucking bank, planting that shit in the end zone. Jets money line +175 to cap off the week. I think A-Rod comes out flying. I think they take down the 49ers, and I think it could end up being, again, another ass whooping, people catching them off their toes, not expecting it. So those are my locks of the week.
All right, let's see it.
All right, week 1, NFL, let's go. Minutemen Pod is back. Check the website
Buy some merch.
Buy the merch. Check the website for new blog posts that will be hopefully coming on a weekly basis from John Zier and myself. Check the Instagram. Follow us for reels of the week. And
TikTok coming soon.
Definitely check for after the game, week 1, for a live post-game recap of a video from John Z and myself. We'll both give our commentary and thoughts on the game right after it happens in live time.
Let's go, Pats.
Let's go, Patriots.